Alright guys, so tonight is just, I had plans to grill this tonight, but that wound up not happening because it is freezing outside and it's raining and super windy, so I'm gonna go to plan B. What I've done is I use this is my favorite seasoning for meat. I love this stuff and I'd use it on my steak sandwiches. I put it on pork chops and chickens, so this is what I'm using. And all I've done is take a roast, this is a deer roast, and all I've done is just coated it and patted it all in on both sides really good. I've got my skillet here. I'll put a touch of oil in it. And I'm going to sear this on both sides. And once it's seared, my oven is preheated to 300 degrees. I'm going to throw it in the oven just for a little while until it's done. I may take some butter and put it on top of the roast. Just slice it and put it on top, and as it cooks, it'll seep in. And as soon as that goes in the oven, I've got some zucchini that I'm going to quarter up and then just add some olive oil and some salt and pepper and put it in the oven and roast it. And then I've got some orzo here that I'm just going to add some Parmesan cheese too. Some salt, Parmesan cheese. I may throw in some sun-dried tomatoes. Haven't decided yet. Depends on if I have any in the fridge. And then that'll be our dinner tonight. So, like I said, I had plans to grill this and to grill this, but not going to happen. Plan B instead. So let me get my meat searing, and we'll see you here in just a minute. Alright, so it is seared on both sides, and the last thing you want to do is put a hot skillet in a cold oven. So make sure that your oven is already preheated. I'm just going to take some butter and put it on top, just like that. There it goes. And I'm going to put this in the oven. It may take about an hour or so. I just want it to be done all the way through, fairly. Maybe about medium well, depending for the kids. So this is going to go into a 350 degree oven for as long as it takes to get done. Alright, so I wound up putting some foil over mine just to kind of help it cook faster and to keep the juices in. But there it is. You can see it shrunk a lot. Got my thermometer. Let's check. I always check it. I said I got babies eating. So this, I'm pretty sure, is done. And all the juice down here, oh, you can't see it, from the butter and the venison itself, I'm just going to keep and serve it over the top. My water, I'm going to get started boiling. And then for the quickest, easiest side dish, I've got a pan here that has been lined, and I've just put a little bit of olive oil. I've got my zucchini here, and I've cut it into half moon shapes. You can leave it into the whole medallions. You can cut it into small wedges. However you want to do it, it's all up to you. So I'm going to just take my olive oil and just kind of do enough to coat it. Some salt to coat, and that's it. Just mix it up, put it on the tray, and in the oven it goes. I was going to add some garlic to it, but that's all the garlic I got left, so I'm going to save it for another night. This doesn't really need garlic, and if I decide that I want to, I'll add a little bit of garlic powder to it, but this is going to be good just like that. So all I'd like to do is just take it, pour it out. Let's see, what is it, 165 that it has to be. I don't know if you can see. It's at 163, so I'm just going to call that good. I'm going to put the foil over it and let it rest. And I'm going to leave this here and let it rest until my pasta is done and these are done. So this is starting to come to boil. All I'm going to do is salt the water, and I'm only going to add about half of this box of orzo and cook it until it's al dente. Alright, so I did find some sun-dried tomatoes in the fridge, and they're packed in oil, as you can see. And I really don't want all that extra oil in my pasta, so I just take a paper towel and just kind of dab up some of that oil before I chop them up. So that way, like I said, you don't have a real oily pasta. And I did salt the pasta water. I don't know if I mentioned, but I did now. So let me get these chopped and my pasta finished. Alright, so so my plans have changed a little bit, as they usually do with children. I'm cooking it, and I was going to make my flour sauce. I do flour, milk, and whisk it together to melt the cheese to add a cream sauce. They want pasta salad. So I'm going to keep the sun-dried tomatoes and keep the Parmesan cheese in it, but I have drained it and rinsed it with cold water. And I'm going to add some ranch dressing. I make my own ranch, so I'll have to do a video on that. But I'm going to add enough ranch to kind of coat the pasta. I don't want it to be swimming, but just enough to kind of coat it all to make the Parmesan cheese and the sun-dried tomatoes stick. So let me get that done and pulled together. My deer, like I said, has been setting, and you want to make sure you give it time to rest and let the juices get in there. Otherwise, you're going to cut it, and it's going to be one dry piece of meat. And it looks like, yes. Let me get my zucchini out of the oven, and that's how you can cook it to your doneness level. I like mine still with a little bit of substance to it, a little bit of bite. Excuse me, a little bit of bite. So those are good for me. Yes, those are perfect. So that's ready. As soon as I get the pasta salad, I will slice the deer, and we'll be ready to eat. Alright guys, there it is. The meat, all I did was put the, drizzle some of the sauce over the top from the pan, the pasta, and the zucchini, and we're ready to eat. Hope you enjoy.